Okay, are we recording? I think we're recording. Oh, my laptop is, not the best. I am going to just triple check we're recording. Apologies if I am, because this is probably really boring in that case. Uh, but we are recording, okay. um, yeah, I just don't trust my computer. He mulled the 6, I'm going to keep this hand. This is fine. Get to play a wall on turn 3. My dog is barking. I don't know if you can hear that in the background. Oh, Temple of Triumph. So we could be looking at one of the red-white heroic decks. We could be looking at USA Control. It's hard to say from that first land. Yeah, okay, he's gone crazy. You can almost certainly hear that. This is behind the scenes stuff. Charlie! Behind the scenes stuff, you get to hear me talk to my dog. Charlie, calm down. God, I'm like Brian Kibler. I'm doing videos with my dog. It's great. I'm not like Brian Kibler. I wish I was like Brian Kibler. What do we got? More walls. Walls for days. See, this is like if this is the red white aggro deck, or it could be the Boris Burn deck, in which case we're just boned because I can't deal with that deck. If this is a Chandra's Phoenix, then yeah, this is probably the red white burn deck, which I just can't deal with. So, oh well, we had a good run. Hover Barrier is gonna block the Phoenix, I guess, until it gets burned down. Which admittedly is hard to do. Like, it's hard to burn out my creatures, but on the other hand, you don't need to. So, oh, we're just gonna lose. We're just gonna get burned in the face over and over again. Just gonna get repeatedly punched in the nose. This is gonna suck. Sideboarding for this is probably lots and lots of yes, this is gonna be I'm gonna block and he's gonna War Leader's Helix. Sideboarding for this is gonna be most of the removal out, counter spells in. And see if we can stay alive that way. Possibly Aetherlings in as well as an alt win con, although I don't like doing that because I don't like going in two different directions, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So we can play another Hover Barrier, it's not the biggest deal. And his life total going up doesn't matter to me one bit. I mean, you can kind of call Consuming Aberration a win con. If it gets high enough, if we get enough cards in the graveyard before I have to drop it, then it's actually fine. I might just punch him. How we're going to get those cards in the graveyard, though, is a little bit of a concern. So there's no reason for him not to attack here, so he definitely does, and then probably follows it up with a Burn Spell or two. Having said that, if I make him waste all his resources killing off my walls, as opposed to burning me in the face, I'm kind of okay with that. I'm talking very quickly now. King Car. King Car is going to get burned immediately, but, we're going to run it out there anyway, because why not? Wall of Frost is very little in this matchup, except, do stuff with Phoenix. Yeah, King Car is going to get burned right down. Which, I mean, it puts another card in the graveyard for Magma Jet. I mean, if he uses 2 burn spells to kill my King Makar, I can live with that. Unless he just wants the scry. Yeah, Magma Jet Shock. I'm sort of okay with that. Now there's 5 spells in the graveyard. Consuming Ab comes down as a 5/5, and then just gets bigger. So it's possible we have a shot. Another Phoenix. Alright, so we can only block one of those. So now he's got a clock, but, we're about to. Is a 5/5 big enough to stand up to the burn deck is the question. And I believe the answer is yes. Or do we hold up Syncopate? No, I believe I need to start doing something or I just lose. So, Consuming Apparition is going to come down. Oh, it's a 3-3. I forgot it's opponent's graveyards, isn't it? That's probably going to get killed then. That was really dumb. It said it on the card as well, I just wasn't bloody reading it. Oh, Oisin is not awake today. No, so a Lightning Strike will take care of the ab, but, you know. It's opponent's graveyards. For some reason I thought it was all players' graveyards. Having said that, if he doesn't have, you know, answer in hand, it's going to get out of hand pretty quick, because I'm going to play a couple Wall of Frosts and mill him a bunch. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be the play. See if I... Weirdly, my mill deck might just win with damage, which I don't, you know. I mean, that happens. Alright, so we only hit one card with that one. Let's see how many we hit with the other one. I've seen it go crazy, you know. I've seen it hit like 4, 5 cards. Sometimes more. I probably should be holding counters, but I'd rather just beat face. Just put a faster clock on him than he can deal with, and get the Consuming Aberration out of range of the of burn spells, because like the reason I'd be holding up counters is to counter burn spells targeting Consuming Aberration. So in a way, I'm sort of preempting it. I'm making him bigger than his burn spells. Now that might be the wrong way to look at it, but I don't know. I honestly don't know. It has been too long since I played Standard. Now the question is, does he start holding Chandra's Phoenixes back as blockers? Because if he does, Syncopate's going to do some work. If he has another War Leader's Helix, I'm going to lose a fair bit of advantage here because of the... if the Hover Barrier dies, I'm in a bit of trouble. But it looks like he doesn't have anything, which I'm totally okay with. Rift is going to help. I'm going to play the land so I can overload Rift if I need to. But I'm actually just going to hit him with my 6/6. This is so strange. I don't like this game at all. I want to mill him with Phoenix. I don't want to kill him with a good... Boring. Who's he shocking? He's shocking me. Okay, I don't care. And he's lightning striking me. I don't care. And he's skull cracking me. That one I'm going to counter. Just because. Because I can. Triggers the Consuming Aberration. So I doubt he has a burn spell that can deal 5 damage in hand. So it's looking like I might just win this. Oh no, he has to... So he's leaving back those as blockers, which means what I do now is Rift and win. Right? Yes? Oh, I don't like this. Don't like winning with damage. This is no fun. Having said that, I didn't think I had a shot in this matchup. So we've got to hit at least one. He's on 10 life. Unless he has a War Leader's Helix in hand, I think that's the game. Yes, okay. Right. On to game 2 against Boros Burn. This is weird. Okay. So, things that aren't good. Drown in Sorrow, actually quite good. Kill off a couple of those guys at once. Heroes Downfalls, I don't think I like. I think what I'm going to do is just lose 3 Heroes Downfalls, bring in 3 Dissolve. Far and Aways... I mean, Dimir Charm counters sorceries. How many of the burn spells are sorceries? There's Lightning Strike, Skull Crack, Shock, Magma Jet. I didn't actually see any sorceries in there. So I'm not going to bring in Dimir Charms. Even though they do destroy... They do kill Chandra's Phoenixes. But Far and Away does it better, I think. So I think this is the way I'm going to run it. It is the way I'm going to run it. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, we can't keep a one-lander, unfortunately. We got a pretty dream hand last time. We can't keep that one-lander either. Fine. Whatever. Don't even care. Syncopate's really good in this matchup. Should have brought in an extra Syncopate as opposed to one of the Dissolves, actually, now I think about it, because it counters the Phoenix and exiles it. So we can't get it back. That was really dumb. Do it in game 3 if we lose. Oh, Bright Spark, Oisin. What? Okay. Oh, Hover Barrier is a really nice draw here, actually. I'm super happy about that. Oh, I'm so confused here. So he shocked himself. Is he going to burn me? Young Pyromancer, interesting. Makes Far and Away a lot worse. Okay, so my hope here is that he tries to Phoenix me. He tries to play Phoenix this turn, because then what I get to do is syncopate the Phoenix and kill the Young Pyromancer with Away, and that, yeah, okay. So this is actually going to go pretty well, hopefully. So the Phoenix gets exiled. So that's never coming back. Young Pyromancer gets to hit me once, and then I'm going to cast it away. And then he's gone. And that might eventually win me the game, that Consuming Aberration, but we'll see. Alright, so we didn't get one token out of it. I'm super okay with this. Gonna drop Hover Barrier next turn. Unsure when I'm gonna cast Consuming Aberration. I might wait a while. See if he dumps a bunch of burn. Be nice to see a Phoenix here, because Hover Barrier just nerfs it. Yeah, I take 2 damage from it, but then I'm gonna drop Hover Barrier and make it irrelevant. Maybe this isn't a bad matchup. I don't know. Hard to say. Psychic Strike, okay. That's going to help with the Consuming Aberration for sure. Don't get to leave it up this turn. Now, my question is, do I let the Phoenix through this time until I can hold up Psychic Strike for a War Leader's Helix? Is that something we do? I think that is what... Oh, he's just not attacking. That's funny. I was just saying I was going to let it through and then he didn't attack. This is, I mean, he had nothing to lose by attacking, so that seemed incorrect to me, because he might have bluffed something through. And he's just sitting. No, that's my turn. Don't be an idiot, Oisin. At me? Sure. The Scry 2 is nice, but I actually kind of don't care about that. Are we going to see an attack this turn? No. Alright. I'm not going to bother playing the wall. It doesn't block anything, and I'd rather leave up Psychic Strike. The thing is, by not attacking when he doesn't have War Leader's Helix, he's really telegraphing War Leader's Helix when he does pull it. Okay, I'm going to counter that. That I don't want coming down. Just way too much value that can be gotten off of that. And then next turn, I'm going to drop Consuming Aberration because he'll have 5 cards in his graveyard, which puts the Aberration out of range of most of his burn. Yeah, Psychic Strike doing some work there. Ooh, would we rather King Makar, folks? That's the question. King Makar is very burnable. I'm going to go with the Aberration. Get to play our 5/5. Is it just going to get burned down? Yeah, Lightning Strike Shock will do it. Oh no, it won't! It won't! Oh no, because Lightning Strike goes into the graveyard. Oh no. Oh, that's a feel bad moment. I would have made that mistake as well. I would have absolutely made that mistake. That's gotta hurt. Yeah, no, that's super sad. It wouldn't have actually mattered if it had skipped the priority. I know it does that. Magic Online does this. I've noticed this. Dennis and I noticed this in one of our drafts. That when you cast a spell, you're supposed to retain priority. But Magic Online doesn't do that, which is horrendous. Because you can't cast spells in response to your own spells. It's such a pain in the ass. Having said that, if he had cast the Shock in response to his own Lightning Strike, the Lightning Strike would, like, there'd still only be 5 damage dealt and the Ab would survive because the Shock would resolve, go to the graveyard, and then the Lightning Strike would resolve. But still, it's such a pain in the ass when he does that, when Magic Online does that. Ugh, it gets on my nerves. Because we tried to copy our own spell at one stage with our Melitist Astronomer, I believe it's... No, Melitist Charlatan. We tried to copy our own spell. There's a Mutavault. So what I'm going to do here is... Oh, that's just cruel. Yeah, I'm going to play it pre-combat, which is often incorrect, but actually probably correct here because I get to mill with the first Consuming Ab and make it bigger, which means it's more likely to survive / do more damage. So if you can burn down the first one, that's probably correct. Warleader's Helix and Shock will do it. Oh no, it won't! Because same problem. Is he just gaining life? Or did he just make the same mistake? Oh god, that's brutal. Yeah, I'm actually not going to attack, because if he blocks with the Phoenix and then presumably has a Shock, that's the only thing I can imagine it would be, that actually kills the Ab. So I'm not going to bother. Oh, I didn't know there was... Is there a hotkey for it? I'm going to have to look that up. Or if someone can tell me in the comments, that would be also very useful. But I am not going to attack this turn. I got time. So apparently there's a hotkey. Or do I attack? Do I just do it? No, I don't. I don't. That's silly. Like, he's not going to draw into stuff that can kill me that fast. He's only got one card in hand, and I'm pretty sure it's a Shock. So King Makar is going to come down next turn. I'm going to get 2 grind triggers off. Yeah, this game's looking favourable for me. Maybe this is a good matchup. Maybe the Consuming Aberrations are just good in this matchup. Considering how low creature volume the deck is, or his deck, and how high toughness my deck is. Maybe. Now, having said that, he was using a lot of burn to deal with my walls. Maybe the burn should have been going to my face. Challenger's Phoenix is an engine, and I did manage to deal with the early Pyromancer, but maybe this is... having said that, I haven't locked up the game yet. I shouldn't be overconfident. But, you know, it's hard not to be in this position. Facing down 2, what are probably going to be like 11/11s, which is going to be lethal this turn, actually, which is funny. Oh, facing down 2 15/15 threats. Yum. I believe the deck runs Chain to the Rocks. Not sure, but I believe it runs Chain to the Rocks. Control. Okay. So if you hold control when you cast the spell, you retain priority. So what's probably going to happen here is I'm going to get shocked to the face, and he's going to recast his Phoenix and then animate Mutavault, and I'm not going to get through with both abs, but I am going to get through with Makar, who's going to start doing some work, hopefully. Got to be careful of just losing to Surprise Burn, now I think about it. So here comes the Phoenix. Mutavault's going to animate block the abs. If he can do 8 damage with burn spells, I guess that's a bit of an issue, but I'm going to block the Mutavault and the Phoenix with my walls. I didn't cast the wall pre-combat because either of the abs are lethal on their own anyway, so I just didn't bother. He needs to animate Mutavault, block both aberrations, block my abs, and let Makar through, who is going to start exiling Phoenixes, which is just brutal. Now I'm going to play the wall so that I can block the Mutavault on the ground, and the Hover Barrier blocks Phoenix. It's unlikely for him to draw 3 burn. Like, I don't think he can do... Come on, click the... I don't believe he can do 12 damage to me with 3 burn spells, considering he doesn't have the mana for 3 Warleader's Helices, whatever they're called. So I will probably win next turn. I also have, which is just fun to have, I have 2 22/22 consuming aberrations. So we're getting shocked to the face. Phoenix is coming back. Okay, so 10 damage is a little more likely than... So I know one of those cards is Chandra's Phoenix. Yeah, got screwed over by Magic Online. Now, the not being able to cast his spells in response is a pain in the ass. I don't think he realizes it still wouldn't have worked because one of them does have to resolve and go to the graveyard. Hey, there's a pack. Okay, so we won one match. It turns out the deck beats Boros Burn in some situations, maybe. It's such a small sample size, it's hard to call that testing. But, that was a deck that you can build and play with. Having, Deicide is a big deal. The deck worked. I mean, we almost won. We won one game against Mono Black. I mean, one game is one game, but the deck did what it was supposed to do against Mono Black, which is one of the best decks in the format, So there's got to be something there. It needs a little bit of refinement, sure, but, what deck doesn't? So yeah, what I'd like to see from you guys, that's going to be the Hard Times video for this week. What I'd like to see from you guys is suggestions via email, YouTube comment, and Twitter for decks that I could do next month. I mean, if this takes off, if you guys really enjoy this, we might do it more often, who knows. But for now, it's going to be monthly. Yeah, don't forget to leave comments and tweet at me and email us and all that stuff. I'd like to see suggestions for the next deck and suggestions for improving the Phoenix deck. Don't know if I'm going to do another video with the Phoenix deck. Probably not. I think we're going to do a different deck every time. Yeah, and if you do end up building the Phoenix deck and playing with it, let me know how it goes, okay? So, thanks for watching. I've been Oisin. This has been Windmill Slam, Hard Times, and I'll see you guys next time.